verse number 9, Surat al-Anfal. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إذ تستغيثون ربكم فاستجاب لكم أني ممدكم ب1000 من الملائكة مردفين وما جعله الله إلا بشرى ولتطمئن به قلوبكم وما النصر إلا من عند الله إن الله عزيز حكيم. إذ يغشيكم النعاس أمنة منه وينزل عليكم من السماء ماء ليطهركم به ويذهب عنكم رجز الشيطان وليربط على قلوبكم ويثبت به الأقدام. إذ يوحي ربك إلى الملائكة أني معكم فثبتوا الذين آمنوا سألقي في قلوب الذين كفروا الرعب فاضربوا فوق الأعناق واضربوا منهم كل بنان ذلك بأنهم شاقوا الله ورسوله ومن يشاقق الله ورسوله فإن الله شديد العقاب. ذلكم فذوقوه وأن للكافرين عذاب النار. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا لقيتم الذين كفروا زحفا فلا تولوهم الأدبار ومن يولهم يومئذ دبره إلا متحرفا لقتال أو متحيزا إلى فئة فقد باء بغضب من الله ومأواه جهنم وبئس المصير. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminded the true believers by saying, remember when Allah said to the believers, remember when you seek help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answer your supplication. In the Battle of Badr, there was no plan for fighting. The Prophet ﷺ consulted his companions. There is a caravan came from Syria to Mecca. So we can go, stop them, take all the caravan as a compensation for what the idolaters taught from the believers before. some Muslim people, to be honest with you, some Muslim people, how come the Prophet and the believers with him take something not belong to them? What about what the idolater taught from them before? Houses, properties, businesses, money, everything. You remember what happened to the Prophet's house, to Abu Bakr's house, to all of them, Suhail's businesses, remember Suhail? When they stopped him after he decided to migrate after the Prophet ﷺ, so they followed him to the desert and they stopped him. You came as a poor person with no money, with no wealth, and now do you want to go, taking all of your wealth with you to support Muhammad? Will not allow you either to kill you or to submit your wealth. If you are in that situation, what are you going to do? Huh? Stay? They said, no, there's no way. Either to be killed or to submit your money. No other option. He said, listen, I'm a great fighter. I can fight. My bag is full of arrows. I will keep shooting you till the last one. If all are gone, I'm going to take my sword, fight you until it's broken. Afterwards, I'm going to fight you with my hands till to win on you or you kill me. But if you want the money, I can tell you where's the money. Number one, express his power. Was not coward right away. Okay, here you go, take the money. No, he said, listen, if you want to fight, I'm ready to fight. I'm not going to submit myself to you. I will kill a few of you. Before you kill me, I'm going to kill many of you before you kill me. But if you want the money, I'm going to guide you to the money. I'm going to guide you where the money is. I said, okay, we don't need to fight. Could you imagine one person surrounded by a group of people they want to, he's going to cry now. Muslims never cry, except to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Never fears anyone but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gives them a very great lesson in bravery. I'm a strong man. He said, okay, we don't need to fight. Where's the money? Where the money is? And he told them about the money. When he arrived, the Prophet was informed about what he did. You know what the Prophet ﷺ said? رَبِحَ الْبَيْعُ أَبَا يَحْيَى. How excellent deal you have done, Abu Yahya. How do you know? I just left them there. I can't hear. They said, Allah told me. That's why Allah says, reveal the Quran about him. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَشْرِي نَفْسَهُ بِابْتِغَاءِ مَرْضَاتِ اللَّهِ. Some people kill themselves for money. Cheating, lying, misery, interest, stealing, for money. And some other people sacrificing everything for the sake of Allah, including money and lives. يَشْرِي نَفْسَهُ. He sold himself and his money for the sake of Allah, for his religion to be saved. SubhanAllah. Wallahi, I'm asking myself, I said, what about myself if I'm there and I have a lot of money, big business in Mecca, I'm in between, to lose your business or to win the companionship of the Prophet ﷺ. Which one are you going to do? It's a very hard question, brother. Don't say, yeah, I'm going to go with the Prophet. No, it's not easy. It's not easy. Somebody would say, okay, tranquilize in my heart. Nobody will know about my religion. I can pray home. Okay. And this, I will do two things. Believing in Allah and His Messenger, and also taking care of my business and my family. No. He can do that. So I will do that. So I'm a believer. Nobody knows about that. Staying among Mecca. Yeah, Muhammad is this and this is okay. For his money to be saved. But he said, no, I don't care about that. Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, a lot of money he left in Mecca. And then, in a few years, very short time, he became one of the most rich person ever in Al-Madinah. Among him was the Jew traders. Could you imagine that? See, all businesses, all over the world are in the hand of the Jews. All this, no one can make a business while somebody there. Abdul Rahman ibn Auf defeated them all. One person. One person. Good quality, cheap price, very little rate of profit. This one, 20 cents, instead of selling at 50 or $1, 30 cents, 35 cents. He sells a lot. Wholesaler man. Because very cheap and good quality. In a few years he became a multi-millionaire with nothing. With nothing. He came with nothing. But he has something more important than money. Morals, akhlaq, religion, honesty, truthfulness. And his mind, he was intelligent. How are we going to make a business among these people? He was smart. Yes. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, التاجر الصادق الصدوق يحشر مع النبيين والصديقين والشهداء. The truthful trader who make a business from halal way, don't take advantage of people, multiple the prices, he will be resurrected with the Prophet and truthful people in the church. He served the community a lot. Yeah. So, the Prophet ﷺ with 314 people left Mecca, left Al-Madinah for one purpose, is how to take our money back. How to return our money back. If they were leaving to fight, at least everyone should have his horse, a camel, anything, a riot. Everyone should have a riot. No, because they were not going for fighting. They had only 100 camels. How come 314 use 100 camel to fight? The camel was to put the staff. But they were forced. Either, when Abu Sufyan was the caravan leader, he was informed about what the Prophet ﷺ and his companion planned. Before they meet one another, Abu Sufyan sent some messengers to Mecca because he was an investor. He invests the money of the people in Mecca. They give him the money to buy and sell, and they give him percentage. So he sent some messengers to seek some more soldiers and fighters for the caravan to survive. Do you know how much they became? 1,000. 1,000 against 314. And imagine 1,000, every one of them, each one of them has his own ride and weapon, against only 100 camel or 100 horses, and the rest on the ground, walking on the ground. Who's going to win? At that moment, as Allah said, "O believer, remember when you seek, when you cry for Allah's help, and Allah answered your call, فَاسْتَجَابَ لَكُمْ." How did Allah help them? أَنِّي مُمِدُّكُمْ بِأَلْفٍ مِّنَ الْمَلَائِكَةِ مُرْدِفِينَ. Allah said, I'm going to provide you with 1,000 soldiers, but they are not like your soldiers. Angels, heroes, champions. Murdifin means follow each other in succession, not once. 100, till they become 1,000. And Allah gave it to you as a good news to see with your own eyes how Allah supports you. وَمَا جَعَلَهُ اللَّهُ إِلَّا بُشْرًا. Allah made it only as a good and a glad tidings for you, and that your heart to be rest. Because when you see, if you divide it 1,000 times, by 300, every 3 idolaters will fight one Muslim, right? Am I right? Am I right? If you have 300 against 1,000, how many of for each one of the 300, how many verses on the other side? 3. So could you imagine 3 people fight you by yourself? Who's going to win? 1,000. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I'm going to send my messengers, my soldiers, so you can see them for to be, yes, Allah will help us. Without watching that, you're going to lose because of the fear, because of the terror. How are we going to fight that number? When you see 1,000 horses with a horseman, it's something scary. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent His soldiers, 1,000. And for you Muslims, you just be arrested. You don't need to do anything. وَمَا جَعَلَهُ. Allah made it as a glad tidings from Him to the Muslims, and for your heart to be arrested. تَطْمَئِنَّ بِهِ قُلُوبُكُمْ وَمَا النَّصْرُ إِلَّا مِنْ عِنْدِ اللَّهِ. Think not that you achieve victory. Victory comes from Allah. إِنْ يَنْصُرْكُمُ اللَّهُ. If Allah gives you a victory, who's going to defeat you? No one. But if Allah disgraces you, who's going to help you? Who's going to support you? No one. وَإِنْ يَخْذُلْكُمْ فَمَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يَنْصُرُكُمْ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ. The more you trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but it doesn't mean, just go ahead, go without preparation, without having training, without having weapon, and say, okay, we're going to return to Masjid al-Aqsa just like the program. No, it's not going to work that time, because Muslims were forced to fight. They had no choice. They were not coming for that purpose. But Allah said, وَأَعِدُّوا لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ. Prepare wherever you can of power, of weapon, of training, of people. تُرْهِبُونَ بِهِ عَدُوَّ اللَّهِ وَعَدُوَّكُمْ وَمَا النَّصْرُ إِلَّا مِنْ عِنْدِ اللَّهِ. There is no victory except from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is almighty, all wise. You know what happened? Not only that. At the time of Herod, you're going to lose not because you lose, even before, because psychologically Psychologically, you are already defeated. I'm gonna fight. And if you start to calculate 3 versus 1, I cannot fight you, everyone. He's in the horse, I'm in the ground. If it's 1 versus 1, and he's in the horse and you're on the ground, how are you gonna win? What about 3 horses surrounded, 1 person on the ground? They're gonna play a game with them, right? Can you fight? Can you fight 3 people by yourself? You are on the ground and they are on the horses? You cannot. They have weapon, they have armor, they have ride, they have a helmet, everything is okay. And the one who did it with nothing. With a stick. You know what happened? Listen to the next verse, number 11. Allah covered the believer with a slumber, just to sleep a little bit, for safety. After sleeping a little bit, after a long day of work, when you sleep and you wake up in the morning, fresh, powerful, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to give security and safety because of the error that were cast into their heart. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused them to sleep. Take a nap. There is a war. Don't worry, there is some fighter there. Oh my God. Oh my God. Abu Talha, one of the fighters, Muslim fighter, he said, I was among them. I was among those who were overcome by slumber during the Battle of Uhud. It happened during the Battle of Uhud too. After everyone left, very few people, remained in their places, and they were in the same situation. They were scared. Allah caused them also to sleep a little bit for safety and security. And some of them, they have what dream. Allah sent the rain. They were concerned about how we're going to pray. Well, there is no water. Allah sent the rain to take a shower. So number 1, they were secure by what? By having a rest. Number 2, taking a shower, they become very fresh. And the disbeliever thought that they are died already. While they are sleeping and taking a shower. Who did that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Abu Talha said, I was among those who were overcome by slumber during the Battle of Uhud. And the sword fell down from my hand several times. And I kept picking it up until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the rain. After the rain, we became clean. And also, as Allah said, وَيُذْهِبْ عَنْكُمْ رِجْزَ الشَّيْطَانِ. The shaitan whispered to you, how are you going to fight while you are unclean? How are you going to pray while you are unclean? How are you going to even make dua while you are unclean? Allah sent the rain. SubhanAllah. Even the rain. Whatever you have. This is what the first verse, when you seek help from Allah, all kind of help, Allah gave you. Allah gave you victory. Allah gave you security. Allah gave you cleanliness. What do you need more than that? SubhanAllah. It's a message, brother, for us. The more you remember Allah, the more Allah remembers you. In any matter. In any matter. إِذْ يُغَشِّيكُمُ النُّعَاسَ أَمَنَةً means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala overcome you by a slumber for your heart to be rested. And Allah sent the rain to purify your body. And Allah wants to remove the whisper of the shaitan from your heart and to fix your heart on iman and safety. وَلِيَرْبِطَ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِكُمْ. Ibn Abbas said, when the Prophet ﷺ arrived to Badr, the area called Badr, he made camp like a tent or a place to live. At that time there was a sandy area. When it's windy, there is some sand flow out in the air. I was in the army, I live in the area. Oh my God. 24 hours. The air carries sand. If you don't cover all of your body, The sand goes through your nose, your eyes, your ears. You cannot breathe. Oh my God. The water, you cannot. You cannot. You know how to drink? We'll bring some clean tissues and to put it there and to drink because there is no pure water. The food, sand everywhere, everything inside the food. How are they going to cook? It doesn't matter because there is no houses. You are in the desert. The sand goes through the door, under the door. You want to sleep, you cannot. Even if you cover your face with some fabrics or whatever, still the sand there. It's, oh my gosh. It's a very, very, I don't know how the people live there. Yeah, subhanAllah. Anyway. So, Ibn Abbas said, there was a sandy area between the idolaters and the water wells. Muslim fighters felt weak, and the shaitan cast frustration into their hearts. He whispered to them, saying, you claim that you are believers, and your prophet is among you. However, the idolaters have taken over the water resource from you while you pray needing water for purity. How come you believe that you are a believer, you believe in God? Your prophet is among you, and you need to clean your body after the wet dream. The idolaters have the water, and you have nothing. What are you going to do? How are you going to pray? You're going to pray while you are impure? What are you going to do? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to remove that whisper from their heart. He sent the rain. Allah sent heavy rain, allow Muslim to drink and to use it for purity, and removed shaitan's whispers from their heart and made sand. And also listen, when it's sandy, there is some sand very soft. Your legs or the horse's legs or the camels can, sink in the sand. So the water, the heavy rain, made the ground solid. So how many things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala planned for the Muslims? Number one, He promised them victory. Number two, they saw with their own eyes the fighters who came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number three, they were concerned about their purity. Allah sent the rain. Number four, the ground was very soft. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent heavy rain to make the land very strong and very solid. Horses can run at that time, but before that, they cannot. You know what happened to the Suraqa's horse? Sank in the sand, and he was stuck until the Prophet ﷺ prayed for him. وَيُذْهِبَ عَنْكُمْ رِجْزَ الشَّيْطَانِ وَلِيَرْبِطَ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِكُمْ. Allah wants to strengthen your heart with His trust. Have you seen all of that? All were from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahi, brother, wallahi. In our daily basics, if your heart is clean and pure, Allah will show you some signs. It's going to happen to a sick person, to a young man died, to a newborn baby. You can see every day Allah's power everywhere. Everywhere. Last week, I think, Wednesday or Thursday, I think, 20 years old pastor. 20 years. What that means, it's not by age. Death is not by age. Some people think, now I'm still young. I'm still unmarried. I didn't buy a house yet. I didn't pay my mortgage yet. I didn't have a children yet. I didn't that yet. It's not by that. How many babies passed away? How many young people passed away? How many old people, their family wish to die and they don't die? How many sick people in the life support for many months, many years. Everyone around them wish for them death because they neither alive nor dead, die. And they still live there. SubhanAllah. وَيُثَبِّتَ بِهِ الْأَقْدَامِ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, يُثَبِّتَ بِهِ الْأَقْدَامِ means Allah wants to make the land for the horses and for those who fight on the ground firm, strong. And also another meaning, to make your faith strong. Thabbit. Another verse is coming. We recited? Yeah, we recited today. The next one. إِذْ يُوحِي رَبُّكَ إِلَى الْمَلَائِكَةِ. Allah inspired to His angels by saying, all my angels, I'm with you. So keep firm. Those who have believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger, support my believers. سَأُلْقِي فِي قُلُوبِ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا الرَّعْبَ. I will cast terror into the heart of the disbelievers. That's number one. How many of Allah's blessings we mention now? In one battle, we're going to mention them. I will cast terror and fear into the heart of the disbelievers. فَاضْرِبُوا. The command from whom to whom? From Allah to the angels. فَاضْرِبُوا فَوْقَ الْأَعْنَاقِ. Strike the necks. وَاضْرِبُوا مِنْهُمْ كُلَّ بَنَانٍ. Strike the fingers. One of the Sahaba said, we know exactly whom the angel killed and whom did we kill. So someone asked him, he said, قتل الملائكة يضربون فوق الأعناق وعلى أصابعهم وقتلنا إما في البطن وإما في الكلى. We distinguish between those whom the angel killed and whom did we kill. How? Anyone among the idolaters were stricken in his neck or his finger, absolutely, blindly, was killed by the angels because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. Someone said, wallahi, one time I raised my sword to kill somebody, I saw him fell down. And I saw him stricken in his neck without touching him. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. فاضربوا فوق الأعناق واضربوا منهم كل بنان ذلك بأنهم شاقوا الله ورسوله. Because they defied and disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وَمَنْ يُشَاقِقِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ شَدِيدُ الْعِقَابِ. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surat al-Hashr regarding the Jews when they broke their covenant with the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gave them respite. 1 month to leave. You cannot stay in the Medina anymore. You know what did they do? They took the cash money, gold, and they went to their farms, burned the farm by their hand. Their farms. As long as we are going to leave, we don't want anyone to use it. After they burned their farms, they burned their houses. And any stuff is heavy, any heavy stuff they cannot take with them. Furniture, green seed, weeds, or any other thing, burn it. We cannot take it. Allah said, يُخْرِبُونَ بُيُوتَهُمْ بِأَيْدِيهِمْ وَأَيْدِي الْمُؤْمِنِينَ فَاعْتَبِرُوا يَا أُولِي الْأَبْصَارِ. They destroy their wealth, their properties by their hands. Who made them do that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these people defied Allah and His Messenger, and Allah said, whoever defied Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger, Allah's torment will be very severe for them. ذَلِكُمْ فَذُوقُوا. This is the torment. So taste it. And surely for the disbeliever is the torment of the hellfire. It doesn't matter what punishment they taste in the life of this world, there is another punishment for them, will be more severe in the day of judgment, which will be the hellfire. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا لقيتم الذين كفروا. Oh, you believe? When you meet those who disbelieve, when you meet those who disbelieve in a battlefield, never turn your back to them. Means don't escape, don't flee. One of the major sins. Can you mention the major sins? The 7 major sins? Shirk, killing the one self without a just cause, أكل الربا, measuring, الزنا, fornication, والتولي يوم الزحف, turning your back to the enemy and fleeing from the battlefield. It's 5. أكل مال اليتيم, وقذف المحصنات الغافلات, accusing the chaste woman with fornication with no proof. 5, 7. So one of them is to flee from the battlefield during the war that takes place between the Muslims and non-Muslims. So Allah said, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا لقيتم الذين كفروا زحفا. When you meet with the disbelievers in the battlefield, never turn your back to them unless if you take a better position, you have a plan, exactly like what Ali ibn Abi Talib did. After the 3 people were killed, Zayd, وجعفر بن أبي طالب, زيد بن حارثة, وجعفر بن أبي طالب, وعبد الله بن رواحة, 3 people, and remember, in this battle, the Prophet ﷺ, it was the only time the Prophet ﷺ said, your army leader will be Zayd. If he was killed, then Ja'far. If he was killed, then Abdullah. If he was killed, then anybody else. 3 of them were killed. How did you know? How did the Prophet know about that? The only time he mentioned the leaders, and he mentioned that if he was killed, if he was killed. SubhanAllah. So after 3 of them were killed, after they did a great job, Ali ibn Abi Talib, people would command him, and Muslim army was about 30,000 against 200,000.
Which battle is this?
Mu'tah. Could you imagine we talk about 1,000 against 300? It was more easier. This time, 30,000 versus 200,000. 6 times more than Muslims. Ali ibn Abi Talib, what did he do? The 30,000, he made them like very small groups. And he told them, don't stay next to each other. I want you to have a big distance between one another. Okay?
It was Ali or Khalid bin Walid?
Ali. And then he said, during the night, everyone took a torch, you know the torch, and make a big fire. When you make a big distance between one another, when you try to walk by your horse to see how long is that distance, oh my God, they got help. And during the day he said, I want everyone with his leg to make dust in the desert So when that dust, big distance between the two soldiers. Every two soldiers, they have a big distance. When they make a dust in the air, when the enemy come closer to see that dust, you know what happened? The enemy flee, and we're gonna lose. At that time, he took his army back safe. He cannot fight. It was a trick. So at that moment, if we flee, which one is more easier? To take this 30 people, yeah, Allah is with us, there you go, fight. Sometimes you cannot. So, al-harb khud'a. This is exactly what the Prophet ﷺ said. War is a trick. During the battle of Ditch, the Prophet ﷺ has a trick. It's permissible to protect your people, to protect your population. Muslim people, they never planned for war. All of a sudden, they were blockaded. Like in prison, by idolaters, by the Jews, by all the whole, like the world war. What are you going to do with all of these people? SubhanAllah. So Salman suggested the ditch. Okay, it was good. But then, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he did his best. We have nothing more to do. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the violent ones, takes off their tents, and their horses cannot remain stable. Scared, whenever they want to cook, they should eat. What are they going to eat? They should slaughter some cows, some camels, some this, to cook. So the violent one does not allow any fire to be made. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's why the Prophet ﷺ sent someone, Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman, he said, the Prophet asked his companion, who one of you can go there and see what's going on the other side? If he was killed, I promise him Jannah. Who's going to go? If you were there, you're going to go. By yourself, to spy and to do that job and come back, it's not easy. So the Prophet ﷺ prayed for him, and he put his hand on his chest and he prayed for him. And it was dark because there is no light. How are they going to make a light? There is no electricity. There is no light, and it was dark. You know what the enemy said? Everyone should ask the one on his right side and left side about his name, to make sure there is no spies among us. If Hudayfa wait until they ask him, Hudayfa, what? Come on. Before they ask him, what's your name? What's your name? So. Yeah, there is no stranger among us. We are safe. And nobody asked him. He was smart. Nu'aym ibn Mas'ud, also during that battle, the Prophet ﷺ used him. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من يخذل عنا وأضمن له الجنة. Who one of you can help us? Turning the people away, returning them back home, and I promise you Jannah. Nu'aym was embraced to Islam new. Few days later, and he had a good relation with Quraysh, with Jews, with everyone. He was a trader, he was a businessman. He said, I can't do that. What are you going to do? Let me do it. He said, no, I want to know. He said, let me do it the way that I want, and then I come back to you, O Prophet. Okay. He went to the idolaters who came from Quraysh. He said, you know what the Jews are going to do? They're going to ask you for warranty. We are the resident of Medina, and we live with Muhammad in the same city. And we have no warranty that you're going to fight with us. We need some of your strong people as a guarantee that you're going to fight with us. Okay. What we're going to do? And he told them, the Jews, they're going to kill him to express their loyalty to Muhammad. What? They're going to kill our sons as a price to seek Muhammad's pleasure? Yes. And he went to the Jews. And he told them, Quraysh is going to ask you to give them kind of warranty to send some of your sons as a warranty that you will not abandon them. Because they believe that you're going to kill them. And he meant that. So they broke their commitment to fight together. This one left, this one left. Violent one, alhamdulillah. So the Prophet ﷺ promised Hudayfa and Nu'aym ibn Mas'ud good news because, yes, in war, everything is permissible. But not to kill an old man, injured person, a child, burn houses or mosques, church or tree, the Prophet ﷺ forbade that. But to use your intelligence to protect your population from the enemy, yes, it's permissible. This is exactly what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. وَمَنْ يُوَلِّهِمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ دُبُرَهُ. Whoever turned his back to the enemy on such a day, unless it be a stratagem of war. If there is another strategy, another scenario, another plan, yeah, we can come back and then attack all of a sudden. We want to show them, yeah, we are scared from you on this, and we have a plan that we're going to attack them all of a sudden. If there is another scenario, another strategy, no problem. We're going to flee with that purpose. But to flee from the battlefield because you are scared, you can do that? No. Whoever flees from the enemy by way of planning to pretend that he is afraid of the enemy, that's harm. So that they follow him and he takes the chance and return to fight the enemy. أو متحيزا إلى فئة. If there were two troops, one of them almost to lose, but if they seek help or they left to combine another troop to be more stronger, it's better. But to flee, just to flee from the war, that's hard. Or to retreat to a troop of his own, he leaves from her to another troop of Muslim to assist them or be assisted by them, that's permissible. Otherwise, the person would be باء بغضب من Allah. He indeed has drawn upon himself and his abode will be the hellfire. One of the things, as we said, سبع الكبائر, the 7 major sins, is to flee from the battle with no plan, with no purpose, except to save your life. That's how. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَلَقَدْ نَصَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ بِبَدْرٍ. Remember when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made you victorious at the time of Badr, when you were very weak and you have very little force. وَأَنْتُمْ أَذِلَّةً. You were very weak. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ إِذْ تَقُولُ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ أَلَنْ يَكْفِيَكُمْ أَنْ يُمِدَّكُمْ رَبُّكُمْ بِثَلَاثَةِ آلاف. Allah in Surat al-Anfal, at the end of this page, of this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنْ يَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ 20 صَابِرُونَ يَغْلِبُوا 200. So earlier we talked about one Muslim against 3. Afterwards, one person against 6. Allah mentioned, I'm going to give you more than that. If you were a strong believer, I'm going to make everyone kill 10. 20 يغلبوا 200. If there is 20 strong people in faith and truthfulness, they're going to defeat 200. One defeat 10. يغلبوا 200. وإن يكن منكم 100 يغلبوا 1000. 100 true believers can defeat 1,000 of the disbelievers. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, because your iman, your faith get weak, إن يكن منكم 100 يغلبوا 200. 1 by 2. 1000 يغلبوا 2000. 1 by 2. One Muslim can defeat 2. But nowadays, do you think that we still have the same power? 1 versus 2. How many millions of Muslims are around the world? 1.5, 1.6. Okay. How many Jews occupied our masjid? 1 by what? 1 Jew versus what? Unlimited number. And then our land is occupied. Our resources have been taken. We are humiliated all over the world as Muslims. Everybody look at you. Who are you? Where are you coming from? While the Jews, they have all respect. Why? Because they have power. They have knowledge. They have power. They know how to make power. We have all sources of power, but we submitted our power to others. For example, our land, okay, would you mind to come have, we seek your protection and we're going to give you all 50%, 70%, 80% of our resources. There you go. For what? You cannot protect yourself. North Korea can protect themselves. How small is it? How small a state is it? You know how to protect themselves. I'm not saying right or wrong, but each nation should do their best to protect themselves by themselves. 1.6 billion don't know how to protect their border and their population, while they have the most of resources that Allah created in the world. Yes. I'm going to tell you something amazing. The Bill Gates, one person, with his intelligence, the wealth that he made is better than the Gulf area's budget, the whole budget. We learned that when we were young. My father used to, all fathers. Anything comes easy, goes easy. You don't work for it. What did you do? Nothing. To get the oil out of the ground, you didn't do it. Some other foreign company did that. So you are going to collect the money, just collect the money. What they take more than what they leave, by the way, for you to know, if you have an experience about how the oil works. What the foreign company takes more than what they leave. They take more than 50%. And afterwards, to make that oil qualified to be used, they took it home and then return it back after industry and after a long process. Another percentage, transportation percentage, and we take nothing. Even the nothing that we take, they share with us. How poor are we? One company in Japan, like Toyota, more than the budget and the oil that the Gulf area have. One company. Check the company. If we remain saying, okay, we're rich, we have oil, we have this, we'll do nothing. Unless if we use that. Unless if we use that. Japan was like a plain desert after the World War. Do you know how long time they need to make Japan now like what you know, Japan? 30 years. After 30 years, they start with nothing. With no oil, with no resources, with nothing, but with
Common sense.
with that brain. In 30 years, they become the most strongest economy in the world. Doesn't matter oil goes up, go down, we have that. They invest in knowledge, in scientific research, in human beings, in science, knowledge, education. If you talk about their morals, they are the best. Have you seen how they eat inside the house? We buy the most expensive furniture ever. This is from Italy. This is from there. This is from her. They sit in the ground exactly like the way of the Prophet ﷺ. Exactly in the ground. Have you seen how they enter the houses with no shoes? They take their shoes off. White socks. Clean house with no many furniture. They sit in the table lower than that, like that one. Bigger than this, and they eat on it. Afterward, they put it down with no chairs. We are very simple. Instead of wasting money for, I don't know, golden vessel, golden car, golden yacht. No. We can use that money to benefit the society and ourselves. Our wrong way, we need to save money, cash, gold. Did you know that? From nothing they can make money. Through projects, investment, scientific research. Oh my God. My topic is not Japan today, but amazing. Society. We learn nothing from anyone, including origin. We learn nothing, bro. Abdurrahman ibn Auf started with nothing because he was very intelligent. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about the strong determination. Don't say, I'm homeless, I'm an immigrant, I'm a refugee, I'm this, I'm this. He didn't complain that. No one of them complained that. As long as this one there, I can be a very successful person. Zayd ibn Thabit, when the Prophet ﷺ asked, is there anyone can learn Hebrew? Because I'm not trusting these people for my book to translate it the proper way. Who's going to learn Hebrew to be my translator? Zayd. You know how long he needs to learn Hebrew? 1 month. And he was very eloquent in Hebrew. If you heard him, you say he's a Jew. In 1 month. There is nothing impossible, brother. We learn from the beginning how to make money while you're... We learn that. I'm talking about myself and my tradition back home. Everyone looking for a job, to be in the office, be behind the desk, see coffee, somebody to bring him the breakfast, somebody to bring him the coffee, somebody to bring him this, and to give commands and orders. We learn that. Once you get that job, you are a successful person. That made some people that I work with in Australia very upset when I go there. You know why? How come a person, young man came, it was 2000, 17 years ago. How come such a young person, it was about 4 years, come here, taking an easy job, good job, taking that much money? Why we came to this country, working in cleanliness, to clean, to work that and that, to be electricity reader of the meter, you know, those who read, and they give me a hard time because they have a complication in their mind. It's not my problem that you are not a successful person. It's your own problem. Allah gave you a great chance to be in a very wonderful country. You can prove yourself, your intelligence, your power, your education. Now, everyone wants to come, yeah, I want an easy job. What? Just a desk and a chair? Yeah, okay. I want a coffee, I want this, what's going on? Everyone wants to be a boss. Everyone wants to be a boss all of a sudden, with no qualification. Sometimes with no laborers. Everyone wants a boss, even if he's the only one working. Bill Gates, how did he start that great project? Was he a boss? He worked in many different things until he became that man. Wallah, I read a report about in each minute $27 million in each minute. We are not taking $27 per hour. $27 per hour. We don't take that much. 27 million per minute. Brother, the problem is here. The problem is here. And by the way, our government back home, they don't allow any intelligent people to take a chance. They don't allow it. They don't allow it. Wallah, I know somebody, and you know that, it's very famous. He said, we don't need any oil anymore. I can make the car run by water. By water. Now, as you know, the cancer medication, you know the story? Available for everyone. But the company of medication, if that medication exists, the cancer patient will not pay that much money that they pay right now. Yes, it's a very known, well known. It's the meaning of terrorism. Not only by violent action. There is some violent actions was hidden. Was hidden in politics, even in medication for the patient. Yes, it's a mafia. It's a mafia. In Saudi Arabia, there is a organization called al-Anfal. You know that? No, it's not there anymore. Done. There is not. We are okay without them. We don't need anybody to remind us about Salah, about this. We are okay. We are okay. I'm not saying, but instead of improving our education system, our health, medical system, our scientific research system, our people's intelligence, we are not working on that. How to work about how to spoil these people. How to distract them from the path of religion, because they Muslims give us a hard time. One of the presidents said that. Oh, Muslim, do you need 1.5 billion Muslims to kill the rest of the world? In the media he said that. What that means, you know what that means? That 1.5 Muslims are terrorists. And their plan is to kill others. No meaning but that. Could you imagine somebody said that? If the president of a Muslim society accuse his population by terrorism, what others going to say about us? What others going to say? So we have a lot of blessing, brother. But the problem, we didn't use them. We didn't use them. Our land is the best land. Our resources are great. Our weather, beautiful. They use the power of sun in Europe. Do you know that people, individuals, sell electricity for the government? You know the electricity you can gain by solar. Oh yeah. I use whatever I want, the extra I give it to the government and they pay the money for that. While they are cold weather the whole year, and our land so hot weather the whole year, and we buy electricity from Europe. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. What nation is it? What nation is it? The first words revealed on the Prophet was read. Read. Knowledge. Iqra. 40% of this nation are ignorant. Are ignorant. They neither read nor write. Could you imagine that? Nation of Islam, nation of Islam. Ignorant. The nation of read, the nation of knowledge, they don't know how to read nor how to write. Even those who read and write, they have a very limited knowledge and very limited dream how to improve. How to improve. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَقَدْ نَصَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ. Allah showed you many of His miracles and signs that you believe in none but Him. After all of these things, we still, okay. And the problem is, some people, neither Muslim nor Kafir. You know what I mean? Somebody halfway. You don't know if he's Muslim. Why you do that act if you are Muslim? If you are not Muslim, why you pray? Some people confused. Why we're not clear? And there is no, hypocrisy can exist when you're scared from somebody. But alhamdulillah, you are in a freedom country, you are secure. What makes you in the middle way? Have. Why? Ignorance. Ignorance, lack of knowledge, lack of faith, lack of truthfulness. So Muslim Salman was a stranger, a virgin person living in Arabia. And he used to say, وَلَسْتُ أُبَالِي حِينَ أُقْتَلُ مُسْلِمًا عَلَى أَيِّ جَنْبٍ كَانَ فِي اللَّهِ مَصْرَعِي. My God. I am a believer. I'm so proud to be a Muslim. I don't care about the way that they're going to kill me about that. So why was scared from? Alhamdulillah, in America, Muslims, they have a lot of rights, more than different countries. Wallahi. Alhamdulillah, we have masajid, we have everything, we have Islamic center, we have shul, we have a school, we have a great project. Then what's our excuse not to be strong believer? As a Muslim behavior, at the same time, as a very successful laborer, in my business, in my company, in my wherever. What makes me not to be that person? And we're still in America. You can see some people from back home, from the rich country. Where you are from? Once he knows that you are from a poor country, okay. Yeah, they are my brother. I have a lot in my house serving my parents. Serving your parents. I had this opportunity in Iraq, 1981. I was a student, Fun story, let me take you away a little bit. About 20, 21 years old, and the only country was open with no visa, with no contract, was Iraq. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them peace and security. A student, I want to help myself, to use my time to help myself, tuition, clothes, books, everything. It was good, wallah, alhamdulillah. So I work since 5 o'clock in the morning till 11 p.m. How many hours, brother? About 30 hours, about 20 hours. From 5 to 5, 12, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. About 20 hours. I take about 2 hours rest at noontime. So at 11 o'clock, before I close, I was a waiter. At the same time, I was the owner, because the owner trusted me and he said, you can take, the bills and the checks, cash the checks from the people. Okay. 3 students, 3 young people entered the restaurant. We need to eat that. Okay. Where you are from? I'm from Egypt. Okay. Even if you are a doctor, they're going to call you Mu'allim. If you are a doctor Mu'allim, engineer Mu'allim, labor Mu'allim, okay, Mu'allim. What do you want to eat? Okay. This is dirty. Change it. Get a better one. Okay. Change everyone's cup. The water is hot. We need ice. I bring ice. Change the water again. Okay. They are younger than me. What do you cook with this? Okay, I'm eating that, I'm giving that. Each time the bread is not fresh, change it, get a fresh one. What that meat for? Now we don't need beef, we need lamb. Very hard time. And at the end of the day, I'm very tired. I don't want to argue. At the same time, I'm a stranger. I'm not from the same country. After I did all of my best, do you need anything else? No. I get a chair and I said, would you allow me to sit with you? No. I said, I'm going to sit. I said, what do you work? It's not your business. No, please. Well, I said, please, it's a question. Why are you scared? I'm an Egyptian, you are Iraqi. And you are 3 and 1. How am I going to do? Be a man. I'm a student. How did you get the money in your pocket? It's not, I said, a very simple question, bro. From my father. What about you? I'm a student. How did you get the money? From my mother. How did you get? I said, I'm better than you. The money that I have in my pocket, and my work. At the same time, I'm a student in the college. I left my country to make some money to help myself. If somebody should be proud of what he's doing, it should be me. Not you. How come you put yourself in a position of disgracing and humiliating others while the money in your pocket is not done by you? You have nothing to say. And all of them stand up and they kiss my head and they said, we are sorry. I said, I don't want you to say sorry. I want you to be a man. I'm a stranger, but I'm so strong because I'm not doing anything wrong. You do wrong. Your father gave you money not to disgrace and humiliate others. You should thank your father for that, and you have to thank Allah for being given that and respect others. Since that time, whenever they come, no, finish your work please first, and then we are okay, we're going to help you. And they start to help you. As long as you are doing the right thing, brother, fear nobody but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It doesn't matter what's going to happen. Could you imagine somebody under 20 years old? Well, I remember that for myself because my parents grew me up in a good way. Alhamdulillah. I fear nobody but Allah. As long as you do the perfect of what you can, fear nobody. They're going to insult you, they're going to humiliate you, they're going to leave them to Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will suffice you from them. Allah will protect you from such evil doers. I was a younger one, and there were 3. At that time, everyone has a gun. I don't care about it. I remember what Salman said. وَلَسْتُ أُبَالِي حِينَ أُقْتَلُ مُسْلِمًا عَلَى أَيِّ جَنْبٍ كَانَ فِي اللَّهِ نَصْرًا. I don't care what others can do for me as long as I'm a Muslim. I'm doing the right thing. This is my message to you, brother. اللهم اهدنا واهد بنا واجعلنا سببا لمن اهتدى نجنا ونج بنا واجعلنا سببا لمن نجا أصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا وأصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا وأصلح لنا آخرتنا التي إليها معادنا اجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير واجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر نسألك فعل الخيرات وترك المنكرات وحب المساكين وأن تغفر لنا وترحمنا وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا